H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live on this baby Friday, but it's Christmas Eve, man. Ain't that something, y'all? We've came through a whole nother year. We've almost made it through 2020. We're gonna call this the pandemic year, and we'll look back later and we'll all talk about it and just talk about the struggles and talk about the things that happened. Hold on, my things, the things that made you stronger, and this year, like this week, y'all, we're gonna reflect, because next week we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do better, and everybody what we're gonna do better. I know we got some great things planned for y'all on the Chop Shop, but what are y'all gonna do? Because it ain't just for us to do better. All of us got to do better. So today, let me shout out to my starting five today. And the starting five is the people that we affectionately who signs on to the Facebook and YouTube page first. They're starting five. They get there first. And we got Rod Wells, Mindy Collins, Kevin Drones, Derek Johnson, Jess McKee. Hey, Jess, good to see you back. And our sixth man of the day is Todd Holmes. And let me tell you something. A shout out to Rod Wells. Y'all met Rod Wells not too long ago, a couple of days ago. Rod Wells, y'all got to see his car. Y'all got to see his Jeep. He got his Jeep decked out man, I had to talk about it, Rod. I'm sorry. Decked out in JY on his license plate, JY for life. In his back seat, he don't allow people to get in his back seat. He said, because he got a lot of Yates paraphernalia in the back seat, man. It just make me so proud when people are so proud of their universities. So, excuse me, not the high school, but I'm not that proud of my high school, Sheffield High School, Memphis, Tennessee. But shout out to Rod and a great thing. But let me, Merry Christmas, everybody. Christmas Eve, everybody, because we're not going to see you tomorrow. Let me go through, share the show right now, because it's going to be a unique show. It's a unique show. I don't think we've ever did a Christmas Eve show. I'm not sure. It's the first time. But y'all, I saw something, and I want to share this with y'all. Want a few more people. Let's share the show right quick. I'm going to share it myself because I haven't had time to. Because it's some things that I want. A couple of things I've seen and saw over the weekend. And I want to share with y'all. Had a great conversation yesterday about things. What I did find out, ladies and gentlemen, we got to listen a little bit more. I talked to some people after the show. They called me about the show yesterday, and they was just telling me, Robert, you mentioned several times during the cast that you don't agree with what James Harden did. But people just forgot that part and saying that I was making excuses for him. Yo, in 2021, let's get a little bit smarter. Okay? Everybody. I know who you are. I'm not going to call you out. But let's get a little bit smarter. I gave y'all a solution. I said, can't but one man control this whole thing with James Harden. The owner. See, I'm used to dealing with owners. So I said, this how you do. Go over to the owner's office and voice your opinion. And I think Jimmy said, well, we want to do something else. No, man, I'm trying to put y'all in positions of power. Y'all worry about the employee. Let's start putting ourselves. If you ever become an entrepreneur, and that's what I want all of us to become entrepreneurs. So I just want you to look at this world a little bit different. I've been blessed to be in these boardrooms. I'm trying to take you from the streets to the suites. And everything, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I know you've been in the street a long time. I understand it. But my job is, I'm trying to take you from the streets to the suites. I want to see more guys like me on the golf courses that I go on. That's why I tell y'all about this stuff. I want to see guys, when you go to the Rockies, when they ever let us back in, they got certain rooms in there everybody don't go to. I want some more of us in those rooms. So when these principles, I'm just giving you principles, and I saw some, y'all, and it blew me away yesterday. And I'm trying to find it. Let me hit it. Okay. I looked at this tweet yesterday. Okay. Somebody posted this on a tweet. Take a look at it. Take a look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gentlemen in the Dallas area. Dallas-Fort Worth area. Y'all take a look at that. Jimmy's about to come in. But y'all take a look at that. I don't know what they were doing. But that's 7 powerful guys in Dallas. I guess I don't know what they were doing, but I know they were doing something. That's Tony Johnson. I know Big E, Stacy, Alan Branch, and let me see. I think we got it's a Derek Perkins in there, Terry Thomas. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I think that's not it. Yeah. A Derek Perkins, a Terry Thomas, and a Galen. I don't know the guys. I know Big E in the red, Stacy. I know Stacy, and I know Tony Johnson and Alan Branch. Those gentlemen, y'all, they were meeting. This the kind of stuff I like to see. Something, I don't know what, and I can't, I'm a nosy. I just saw it on Twitter this morning. They don't even know I'm posting this. But I saw this when I see these powerful black men getting together. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't care. I just want more of us to have the meetings of a mind. Those guys, I think, from different organizations, if anybody know, they can tell me a little bit more about it. I know who Alan Branch is. I know who Stacey Houston is. I know who Tony Johnson of the Mustangs and Big E. But these guys, man, they're doing something. Just the fact that they are meeting and having dinner with each other. Can you imagine how powerful this meeting is? And I just wanted to share that with y'all. When I see, cause y'all, this the kind of stuff, I'm gonna bring Jimmy in now. But this the kind of stuff I've been talking about for a long, long time. And Jimmy, I'm sorry, I got your background different. A long time. And when I see stuff like this, man, it just warms my heart when I can see. Cause you gotta understand, a lot of us, everybody's not gonna be able to do that. Okay? Because we got some people that just ain't worth some people you don't need to meet with and tell your damn ideas to. Okay? People, I'm just telling you, some people you don't even need to meet, don't even have them in the meet. Y'all got to realize, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, everybody wasn't in the meet, even Jesus. Jesus fed 5,000, right? He walked with 12, but only 3 came in there when he wanted to pray. So, what we got to realize, though, y'all, everybody ain't going to be everybody ain't going to be on board. But shout out to those gentlemen. Whatever y'all doing, man, make sure you let me know. You got my support. And shout out to y'all. And I mean, and I'm jumping the gun. These guys probably just went to eat dinner. But I just love to see those powerful type guys in the same room at the same time. But yeah, Jimmy, what you got going on? I got a lot of stuff, but I had to. That's Urban DW Salt. See, I don't know him that good, but I don't know him that good. But I know these guys. Think about. I know Tony Johnson is with one AAU program. Mustangs. E has got a program. What's the name of E's program, Jimmy?
Showtime.
Showtime. Okay. What was that? What's Tony Johnson? Dallas Mustangs. Yeah. But now y'all just help me. Those guys, all of those guys getting together, man. It's unbelievable. Proud of them. Thank you, guys. Shout out to y'all. What you got going on, Jimmy, on this Christmas Eve day?
Oh, yeah, man. Go through a lot. Of course, NBA continued their opening first games for a lot of teams around the league on yesterday. Some good games. You know, I mean, I think that the level of course, you have a favorite, but I think that it's this year. It's probably going to be a legitimate 5 teams that could win it all. Probably 4 for sure. Boston, that was a hell of a way to end. I mean, that conclusion of that game last night. Jason Tatum with that 3, they playing without Kemba Walker, and they pulled off the win over Milwaukee. And of course, the Greek freak, he opened. You know, I mean, he was solid in the opening, the reigning MVP. But however, he couldn't get his fingers on that jumper by Tatum. But the way that Tatum let that thing go, you name a guy in the league who probably could have got that one, because he was fading away.
Jimmy, forget that one. He missed the free throw to tie the game. We worry about what he tried. He missed the free throw. He could have tied the game.
Well, yeah, he missed the free throw that could have tied it. And
that's the story. You know. I mean, you can't. That man shot that ball high off the back, but from that angle, you don't usually shoot a bank shot. So I call that a bank shot.
But nobody gonna block that doggone shot.
Yeah,
but that goes into credit of Tatum.
The free
continuing to advance himself into superstar status in this league, and that's what he is doing. I mean, and so great way from to pull off the win. Of course, Atlanta got the win over Chicago. I think that was the perfect opener for the Atlanta Hawks. Was a team like Chicago Bulls, because it's an Atlanta team. You know they building on some new stuff. Got a few new pieces in there. You know, coach on the hot seat. You know, head coach that is, and you know,
Atlanta's coach is on the hot seat. Atlanta's coach is on the hot seat.
That's what. Yeah, he's. You remember, they get them new coaches in there until they get to what they want, and then when they get to what they want, they put somebody else in them places.
Okay, we're not on the hot seat. I got you. They just want him to warm the seat for somebody else. Okay, all right.
That's normally how, with a lot of us, that's normally how it has systemically concluded with a lot of programs. But once again, Trae Young, of course, 37 points, and great win for them. How about New York Knicks? Was the New York Knicks. The Indiana Pacers beat them 121-107. The Timberwolves 111-101 over the Detroit Pistons. And Malik Beasley, he was in the news in recent weeks. 23 points. Carlton Towns 22, 11, and 7. How about the Cavs? Colin Sexton, 27 points. They beat the Hornets 121-111. And how about this? LaMelo Ball did not score a single point.
Yeah.
What do you guys call that?
But Terry Rozier scored 44.
Huh?
Terry Rozier scored 44.
Terry Rozier 44 or 42, right?
Okay, 42. Some.
But what do you guys understand? Pay attention. You know, I understand you're not scoring, but you're the number 2 pick in the draft? Was it number 2, number 3? What was it? Number 3? No, LaMelo dropped down. Yeah, what was he? What number was he?
I don't know. I don't remember. He was a top.
Yeah, you had Anthony Edwards, then you had Wiseman.
Then him. Yeah,
Then Melo.
Yeah, he was out there. Yeah, and
How
he
about
didn't even
the
start.
Pelicans? Pelicans look good last night.
He didn't start either, Jimmy. He did not start.
Well, I mean, him starting in that team, that wasn't really expected. But the point that you didn't score a point, that means in a loss.
But he had 3 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. But he was a plus 2.
In how many minutes?
But he was a plus 2 in 16 minutes. He played for 16.
That's enough minutes. That's as active and aggressive as he is. Good than 3 turnovers in 16 minutes is a yikes. How about the Pelicans? They looked really good. The Pelicans is a spooky team, guys. They're a spooky team. JJ Redick.
That's another program that the dude rolled up the seat. Then they put the other guy in there in the second.
I mean, if you pay attention, a lot of black coaches will get there. Then right when they get time, then they they'll bring somebody else in. I mean, so this ain't the first.
We need some better leadership.
Also, last night we're talking NBA talk. How about
Dame Dollar them got their head knocked off though, Jimmy? Dame Dollar them got their head off. You finished? Dame Dollar them got beat.
No, we got. I'm just halfway through the game. There was a lot of games last night.
Okay,
and I mentioned about the Pelicans, of course. Zion had 15 points, 10 rebounds in the debut win for Stan Van Gundy. Of course, also Brandon Ingram, the reigning most improved player. He had 24 points in this win. The Spurs over the Grizzlies, 131-119. Perfect opener for the Spurs to regain some of their confidence against the Grizzlies team. And Ja Morant.
He the one had 44. I know it was a 44 piece last night. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, 34 in the second half, and he finished with, of course, a 44 clip. But DeMar DeRozan, 28 points, and DeJounte Murray is back. DeJounte is back, 21 points in the opening win. How about the Orlando Magic beat the Heat? I think Charles Barkley called that one in advance on yesterday. That's a big win to start the season for Orlando and over Miami. Now, of course, just understand this is game 1, guys. You dare not fall into the trap and buying into the flavor of the day if a team lose the first game. It's going to happen.
The Lakers lost last year the first game, Jimmy, and they won the championship.
They lost this year their first game as well.
Yeah.
And don't buy into to try to peg certain. All we can do is say certain teams looked good last night. Certain teams did not. And that's how it's going to be from day to day, from month to month, week to week, month to month.
I didn't see no team that did not, Coach. The Raptors scored the lowest points of everybody scored over 100 points last night. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, except them. So let me tell you something. I mean, the NBA is in good hands. But Jimmy, you said something earlier, and I just wanted to. You was talking about. You said 5 teams probably can win it, and I said. There are, and I use another analogy. I said there are teams that are championship or bust. Okay, and I'm watching this, Jimmy. The Lakers are the only squad, Jimmy, out here that will not celebrate more. If the Lakers don't win the championship, they ain't gonna celebrate. That's the only team. But the Lakers are the only squad that would not celebrate a moral victory, right? But the Clippers, if the Clippers make the finals, Jimmy, and they beat the Lakers, the Clippers make the finals and beat the Lakers in the conference finals. That's something to celebrate, okay? If the Clippers win the finals and they don't beat the Lakers this year, guess what people gonna say? The Clippers, y'all didn't go through the Lakers, right?
Well, it'll probably defer over to the following year.
I just know how people are.
It'll defer to the following year, and they'll say, okay, now the next year we'll see which one of y'all is 1-1. We'll see which one of y'all can break this tie.
So in my analogy, the Lakers to me are the only teams that's championship or bust. The Lakers, everybody else, they don't have to win a championship. The Lakers, I think Boston, Jimmy, they not going to break that team up if Jason Tatum and what's the boy name, and Brown, if they lose, they're not gonna break that team up.
All right, man. Don't be so sure of that now.
I don't think the Nets are gonna break up KD and Kyrie if they don't win. I'm talking about the championship. I say ain't but one team, championship or bust. Listen to me, championship or bust. If Boston go to the finals and don't win the championship, they're not breaking up their team. I said championship or bust. KD, Kyrie, no, they ain't gonna break up that team if they don't win the championship. But let me tell you something. If Philly loses, it might be that situation might get, because Ben Simmons, I hope you're talking about them. Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook gave him one of them things and put him flat on his behind last night. And let me tell you something. I just love that Russell Westbrook. You know, I hate it didn't work out for him here. And I hate Chris Paul didn't work out for him. Because both of them dudes, man, I just love the way they play. You know, I just love the way they play. But that's just my analogy about, because I remember you said 5 teams got a chance to win a championship. What are those 5 you talking about? I know it's the Lakers. You said Boston.
The Lakers, the Clippers,
okay.
The Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
that's close.
No. I said 4 or maybe 5.
I said that's close
4 right now.
I said that's close. Yeah.
No, no, you got another one out there, but it's. I'll put it like this. With this team, if the Houston Rockets, if there was a happy James Harden, that team would be, I just don't
have no faith in that team.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you on paper, based on, you know why? James Harden has took far less to the Western Conference semifinals or the finals. Far less than on this team. Far less. So a very happy James Harden, a very in sync John Wall, Boogie Cousins, and James Harden. But that's not likely to happen. Understand, the James Harden trade to Philadelphia is pretty much 90% done. It will take place right before the trade deadline. You're getting this on the chop shop. Daryl Morey is worked his jelly. Now, meanwhile, he wants out before then. That ain't happening before then because there's going to be other teams involved. I told you guys it wasn't going to be. They tried to go to head-to-heads. The head-to-heads wasn't sweet enough for that Kool-Aid. They're going to include a second, a third, or possibly even a 4th team when they swing this deal. It's going to take place. Expect it to go down unless something extreme happens, which it don't look like it, because when you start to cut a hole in the bottom of people's pockets, that means you're getting their attention. James Harden, speaking of the Houston Rockets, he's expected to play tomorrow. Play when in the next game on the road in Portland. He's expected to not only travel with the team, but to play in Portland. And all you got to do is pay attention, and you'll see when they go on the trip. If he makes the flight, then obviously he's making the flight to go and play. So also with this protocol stuff with the Houston Rockets which obvious, but the protocol that's in place by the NBA is new, is expedited. So it's a lot of precautionary stuff in there. So the Houston Rockets, once again, there's only 2 players that were in the quarantine stuff, and that's TJ Martin and of course Ben McLemore that had positives. The rest of the guys, it was just preventive maintenance. And then it also found out in regard to the barbershop thing, or the haircut thing, TJ Martin already had the positive and didn't know it when his buddies came over and they got the haircut. You know, guys, once again, they didn't go to a barbershop. And I explained yesterday, a lot of the NBA professionals, a lot of them, they would normally call and summons a barber or a masseuse to a private location. That's common practice. And so, and once again, and so I initially thought, I said, damn, I hope they didn't get a haircut and the barber had the package. No, it wasn't the barber.
They said, Jimmy, it was at somebody's apartment.
No, I'm talking about who actually had the package.
Oh, okay.
Who actually had it. That's what I was hoping that it wasn't the barber, because it would have messed the market up for all barbers.
So one of the players who had the package?
KJ Martin.
Okay, but where he get it from? Where he get it from?
Well, that's what they did, and that's what part of
that's got to be part of the contract.
And from what I understand, the NBA do their investigations and they ask you. KJ Martin had the opportunity to just take one for the team. KJ Martin, the one that gave up them other guys. Who was you with? I was with.
But you have to tell. That's part of contract tracing. That's part of contract tracing. That's
you know what?
The
way I'm getting this stuff is that I get the feeling that somebody out there either has lied before or will be willing to take one for the team and not give up his teammate. I understand what you're saying.
What you mean give up people? Jimmy, in this case, now you just said, hold on, you just got on this show. And you use your moral aptitude to say, how could you do this to your teammates? James, how dare you do this to your teammates? And now you're saying if somebody got to give somebody up. Dude, you're flip-flopping, Doc.
No, I'm not flip-flopping. You're a rookie. In a situation as a rookie coming in.
You listen to me. Contract tracing, how you're trying to stop the spread of the disease. You're not sending nobody to jail.
Guess what? You still tell those guys still know. Those guys still know. You don't have to put them and put them out of protocol. You can them your buddies. If they came and got a haircut with you, at the spread with you, then that means that's them your partners. You still call your partners, hey man, I got that package. Now, what y'all want me to do? This NBA stuff, this, because now that means now it's taking it over to you. Man, I got it. Don't worry, man. Go on.
Most people walking around got this thing, Jimmy. And that's what I done found out. We were ignorant to it 9 months ago. But now it's not nobody having a package. It's a virus that spreads, and it's gonna spread. It ain't you. You ain't went out and just said, like a package is, I don't like the package thing, Jimmy. Maybe the package is when you go out and do something, like you go have unprotected sex and you get these problems. Then you went out and did something. A virus, Jimmy, you can just walk by the wrong person at the wrong time. Or you can go to the golf cart. They be looking at me crazy as hell, Jimmy. When I pull up, if I go to a golf cart that I don't have a cart at, I pay out my license. Oh, I got a can this big, Jimmy. I spray it from cover to cover. They tell me why you then what they did me. They said, why you spraying the pedal? I said, I don't know. But somebody else's feet been on that pedal. I'm gonna spray it. So I understand what a point you're trying to make, but them guys is not telling it. The guy, they telling you, man, where did you meet? My sister, never forget. She called me one day early in this thing, said, Robert, I think they say I tested positive. So the first thing I asked her was, Mindy, where have you been? Guess where she been, Jimmy? To the Medicare pedicure lady. She went and got her nails and feet done. I said, call that woman right now. Right now. Don't wait. Call her right now and tell her. Then my sister came back later, but she had a false positive. Then she came back, and there was negative and negative. But I told her, because she didn't think to go call the lady. No, we got to find out, because guess what? What if your wife Had a cane by there, Jimmy, right after my sister. Then Brandon Nickerson came right behind her. Then Mindy Collins came right behind her. So you have to tell. Telling ain't snitching. This ain't the snitch part. This ain't the code of the street. We trying to stop this disease that we can't see, Jimmy. And the only way we can fight it if we find out where he got it from. That's all. That's all. But my polar sister, yeah. No, you go.
Speaking of the Houston Rockets, also Eric Gordon was placed in protocol because the masseuse got a positive, had the package.
Jimmy, there you go with the package again. Coronavirus, man.
Package, man.
Coronavirus.
Package. They got a package of ailments that can affect you. It's a whole package of them. It can affect certain things. It's a package of
a package of viruses. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a package of them. It is. It's multiple. I mean, this virus, they had a COVID-18, they had a COVID-17, they had a COVID 2016. This was COVID-19, means 2019.
Yeah.
Is when they say or claim when they start made it official. Mm-hmm. So that's why I just says a package of stuff. And it takes a package of stuff to cure it. And that's a concoction. But Eric Gordon, guys, also Jimmy, in the protocol.
Jimmy, a game got postponed, Jimmy. The whole game.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what a lot of stuff that lead on. So it was 3 different angles of quarantine / protocol. And once again, though, just because the masseuse had it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody you touch get it. Different times, and timing is really a factor. And for real,
we don't know, Jimmy.
But
we don't know. We don't know. You know, we don't know what happened. I mean, we keep.
And I went and I checked and said checked on it, and what I learned is if you let me see how it goes. If you were in contact with somebody that tested positive for 15 minutes or more, then you automatically qualify to go into the protocol. That's what they say. So they ask you who's you in contact. 15 minutes is the threshold that the NBA.
So 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you're good. So 10 minutes, you're good.
15 minutes or more that you've been around that person.
So
then that's what they claim.
Okay, but under 15 minutes, you're good.
You know, it's you're not bad. Put it like that. I don't know if you're good, but under 15, you're not bad. That means you don't go into the requirements. Otherwise, everybody will come in contact every day, with somebody that probably has a positive. So that means they're giving it put a time limit on it, and that time limit was 15 minutes. So it ain't me, it's the NBA. That's their new protocol that they have came up with for this season. Once again, if you missed it, now another thing that's good news, of course, James Harden was fined $50,000. That's good news. Why I say that's good news? Because it could have been $500,000 indirectly. He got $50,000 is the fine. 55. Once again, it could have been $500,000. How so?
If he missed the game. If he missed the
game. No, they didn't play the game. It ain't about him missing it. Yeah. If they would have played the game at all,
he would have
been docked.
And if you don't go
$500,000
and $570,000 because that's what he makes per game.
Yeah, it's 171. That's how many games they're going to play. So it's going to be one. And the regular. That's a lot of money, man. And I found out it used to be 1/45, 1/45 or something like that. Now it's 1/72. And it's a big difference. That's only this year only that they agreed on. You will lose the fair share of one game salary. I didn't realize in the past it's not necessarily your one game salary. It's 1/45, and that's what it was before. But so these are little bit of things that help guys understand. So really, James Harden is to the good right now. You really thought in your mind you didn't know
that was an expensive party.
Play the game.
That was an expensive party. That was an expensive get together.
It always is. The morning after is always expensive.
Yeah, he bought the girl some expensive because I think that was some Dior luggage, and he bought that, and and then he got to pay. I mean, James, come on, man. Hey, just come on, get on back in there. Let's get traded. We're going to get traded, baby. I know you want to get, I know I want you out of here too. So, the soon as you get out of here, the soon I can cheer for Philly. I mean, whatever city you can go to. That's going to be my favorite team wherever you go. But what else we got? What else we got?
I'm just reading some of the comments. I see B. Scott said that Nike took a whole morning. So that means you must have been online shopping for new product. I think normally right around Christmas time is when Nike release a lot of product. And you'll see tomorrow there'll be a slew of NBA games that will be televised throughout the day, starting in the morning hours. And several players will make debuts of Christmas theme or new sneakers. That's part of the. Normally, we would have seen these players for 1 month. We've only seen them now for a matter of a few days before the annual anticipated lineup of Christmas games. But based on what we've seen already in game one for many of these teams, that Christmas Day should be pretty doggone. It should be pretty festive. That's what I say. Of course, New Orleans at Miami, Golden State at Milwaukee, Brooklyn and Boston, the Mavs at the Lakers, and then, of course, the nightcap is the Clippers at Denver. And remember, Denver is the team who eliminated the Clippers after being behind 3-1 in the Western Conference semis this past in the bubble. So that's a good slew of games. Which game do you guys think would be, if you had to rank those games, which would be the best, and which would be the least that you would like to see in those games on Christmas Day? Of course, the Houston Rockets not scheduled to play on Christmas Day. Guess what? Some of the players, they think that's to the good. They get to spend that day with the families. I think they're not going to leave. They don't play Portland is their next game. I don't know which day the game in Portland is on, but as if you just tune into the Chop Shop, James Harden is expected to play in Portland for the Rockets. And that is that you're getting that right off the Chop Shop right now. And like I said, unless he decides to go to another Christmas party, then expect him to suit up. And so that's one of the things. Of course, that's your NBA dose right now. It's about time to run into a quick break. Then we come right back on this Christmas Eve edition of the Chop Shop. You guys hang right there. Meanwhile, if you would do so, share the show to your timelines, to your friends real quick. And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Chop Shop, we'll be right back. We'll get into a lot of other topics that you guys, I know that you're not going to miss this. Just hang in there.
At the end of the day,
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. And Jimmy, I went to the mall for the first time in 9 months. I went to the had the advantage to go to the Galleria yesterday because something I had to pick up for somebody special. I couldn't get it but there, and I will never go back again. I have not been around that many people in 9 months. I'm telling y'all, it was kind of scary. But I want to share something with y'all, man, I saw. And I just want y'all to check this out. And it made me think about this, and I want to share this with y'all. Check this out. I talked about this about maybe a year or 2 years ago about this situation. But I want y'all to take a look at it because I saw this in the mall yesterday.
I'm about to show you something real quick. So I want you to look here. See, this is the Louis Vuitton store. And you see this big long line of people waiting outside the Louis Vuitton store. Louis Vuitton was owned and run, the majority owner of the company is a guy named Bernard Arnault. Mr. Arnault is worth $131 billion. $131 billion. So he probably makes more money in about 2 hours than 90% of all people make in their entire lifetime. I think he probably makes as much as $10 million a day. And a lot of his money comes from the fact that he's able to convince people to stand in long lines like this out in the cold. It's cold and it's raining. And I don't know how much money the people in line make, but and there's some mixed crowd, diverse crowd. But he's been able to do that, figure out how to get people to do that. Also, Arnault owns some other brands you might have heard of called Moet. A lot of rappers love to talk about Moet, drinking Moet. Hennessy, he owns Henny. And I don't know how he feels about black people, but you can tell me in the chat if you think that Mr. Arnault cares anything about the black community, if he cares anything about black wealth, if he cares anything even about Black Lives Matter. I'd be curious to know that. I'm not dissing, but I will say that a lot of this is psychological. They have the security guard that only allows so many people in the store at a certain time, and the big crowds.
And Jimmy, I just wanted to share that with y'all because you remember I talked about Bernard Arnault about 3 years ago, and I just saw that. I saw the line when I was in the mall, and I'm saying, you're waiting in line to go spend your money, and I just found it. Just a little bit different, especially in this climate, man. Man, I got the hell out of it. I went right in and they had my stuff ready, and I got out of there. So bless y'all little hearts if y'all out there today in that mall. It's a little different. It's a little different. It's different out there. So take care of yourself.
It's one thing about it is can't. Think about where we get into a different space, and that is trying to tell a person how to spend their money, and that's when people get defensive when it comes to their finances. When you try to tell them how to spend it, if certain people, if that's what they want to go and do and stand their ass in that line, then so be it. Now
I think that man didn't tell nobody about. He said each his own. Nobody said, can't nobody tell you grown ass people what to do. But guess what? Some of y'all don't know. Some of y'all don't even know your money is racist. If all people like me try to do is make you aware. So you gonna do what the hell you want to do anyway. We already know that. But sometimes some people are not aware of what they're doing. Some people are not aware that some of their 401ks, Jimmy, are in the prisons or invested in some of these prison stock. Some people don't know that. If don't nobody open their eyes, yeah, you can tell me, no, I'm just, a lot of us are just not aware of how business work, man. So when I go there, I ain't never trying to tell one of y'all to do nothing. Do what the hell you want to do, because I'm going to do what I want to do. But when you know better, you do better. And I learned that long time ago. Some people taking this information and understanding it. And some people get offended by it. You can't tell me what to buy. Buy what the hell you want to buy. But understand who you're buying from. But see, some people don't care who they buying from. So, and I understand it.
A lot of people don't care.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing. But at the same time, that's why it's each his own. It goes the same thing. You transfer it over to food. If you craving gumbo and you don't eat pork, in your mind, you're going to do two things or three. You're not going to touch the gumbo at all. Because you see the sausage in the gumbo when you're scooping it out, when you open the lid up. All you're gonna ask them is the sausage, is this beef or pork? You're gonna seek to find out. That means you're gonna seek to inform, to educate yourself. That's part two. So once you're educated, you're gonna make your decision. Or you're gonna close your eyes and say, you know what? I'm gonna wish up on this. I'm gonna speak it into existence. That sausage, this gumbo look good and it smell good. That sausage is beef. I ain't gonna be mad. That sausage is beef. I'm gonna eat it. Three things. So same thing and that's the person that I'm giving an analogy about the people, and I'm one of them that don't eat pork on the regular. But if the pork in the gumbo, I'm not Muslim to whereas I have an oath or an obligation to not touch it. And even a Muslim, they will eat it if they had to. They don't. Many of them, not most. But my thing is, in my situation, if it's pork, I'm gonna make a decision. Sometimes I won't touch the food at all. If you didn't hit that pork up in it, sometimes I might just take it out and not consume it directly. That's just me.
Hold on. If we understand, if we know there's a lot of people like you, ain't nobody tell y'all. We ain't trying to stop y'all. Y'all gonna do what the hell y'all want to do anyway.
You gonna take that gumbo out and you gonna go and you gonna slurp every piece of meat up in there. You gonna eat the greens. You gonna get the beans with the fat back in there. You gonna keep going.
Angie Holcomb said, I have a friend who is allergic to shellfish and refused to stop eating gumbo. She thinks taking Benadryl prime will suffice.
Hey, I know somebody like that. No, I know somebody like that. Seriously. She's right on the buzzer. Hella, I know somebody not one, two, and they would take a Benadryl. That's their risk versus reward. That gumbo is worth that shellfish is worth that much to them that they would just take a Benadryl and keep going. Man,
Jimmy, let me tell you something. Our friend Jesse Washington, who came on the show before. I spoke to him last week.
Oh, you did? He called me last week on the Blue Sky.
He has a book.
There's a book that came out last Tuesday, and he asked about coming on the show to promote his book. So I just told him to let me know which day, and he just out of sight, out of mind. He probably been so doggone busy. But just called me just about 8 days ago.
The reason I said that, I was taking little inserts from the book. I already got the book. When they say he bought it, it's about John Thompson. That's what the book's about. And John said Dean, he talking about Dean Smith. He said Dean was it's just an excerpt from the book. He said Dean was directly responsible for me getting on the committee in the National Association of Basketball Coaches because he recognized the need and the organization for a black coach with a strong voice. And he saw other black coaches doing things that didn't advance racial equality. This Dean Smith saw this and he told John, I need you to get on this committee because someone has to push back. Then he said, then we both can be in a committee meeting and another black coach in the room would say something like, we didn't need to consider guys from HBCUs from the Olympic team because they are very undisciplined. These black guys are taking on the characteristics of the oppressor, trying to gain approval in some way. So black coaches in these damn meetings, you know how we got people in these meetings that's talking down on our black players. We got people in this community that's talking bad on our black players. That's one of the reasons, because I was asking the person, they said, why you always, let me tell you something, on this show, if you go and look at the history of this show, I am not going to bash no athlete. I'm in the athlete business. I can't bash them too much. I can't do that. So, and I'm just don't bash black men. So Dean Smith realized that it was some token black Negroes in these meetings. And he brought John so John can be a voice that John gonna step up. Because the other coaches, we don't want none of the guys. Even Spencer Haywood, when you read his book, he was surprised that they picked him, Jimmy, for the Olympics. The only reason he got picked, guess why? Anybody know? Because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar refused to go to that Olympics. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, I'm not going over there and serving. I'm not doing it. That's the same Olympics that John Carlos and Smith, they raised up the fist. So, Jimmy, I can't wait to finish reading this book because we got people in our community that if they around certain people, they're going to talk down on us. And we just got to stop it. That's why I started this show recognizing 7 men in the grassroots basketball sector in Dallas, Texas, got together and had a meeting. I don't know what the meeting was about. I can't wait. They call it something. They're about to text me about it. But that's what we got to stop, y'all. If your ass doing it, stop. And a hit dog will holler. But if you're doing it, man, because you're around other people, please don't talk down on us. Please don't talk down. That's why I don't like the people talk. Oh, that little that should no. This ain't nothing little about this nothing. But we got people. Let me tell y'all something. We have people out here that's doing that, and they're in this community. That's getting with other people and talking negative about your kids and everything in this community. I'm just telling you. So I'm just thinking. Thank Jesse. I can't wait till he come on here so I can talk about a little bit more about this book. But that was an insert in the book, and that was a public service announcement for the day, y'all. What else we got?
Well, I mean, a lot of people, once again, it goes parallel with the line. A lot of people who don't want to know, and they claim they don't care, but it's easy to claim, take that stance, but don't want to know the truth. And I've given several solutions. Most recently, when I suggested to the parents that whenever you're talking to a college coach, just ask them, how did you get my cell number? So that I would know whom to thank. You're not even doing that. You're not even doing that. So that means now, is the reason, or could the reason be that you're afraid that there's a possibility that the person that you've been given all credit to may not be the person that's really helping you in reality? Is that possible? Or helping you in a manner of which they want you to believe? Is that possible? And I'm gonna tell you something, parents. If a college coach really wants your kid, I'm gonna tell you something. In 99% of the time, they will tell you the absolute truth as to who's been helping them and who's been in the way and hindering them. They would give it up, especially after the game is over with. Now, many of them won't tell you who's hurting. Many of them early on, because that person that's hurting them, it could backfire, because that power that the person who's hurting or hindering that school from getting their recruiting efforts successfully accomplished, they may have enough power to keep them boxed out. So a lot of people don't tell the parent until it's over with. If you want to know, call up a parent or one of those coaches and just try it. Just try it. Try what I'm saying, and you see when you come back next week, you say, you know what, Hicks wasn't joking about that. And this is the thing. So if over and over you're paying attention, and a lot of the stuff that we're putting in your mind when it comes to this topic of recruiting, a lot of that stuff, if it holds to be that true, then or more true than not, once you confirm it, you're able to confirm, then guess what? Then that means most of the time, most stuff that we're giving you is good dope.
But what would make what would make a black coach? Because I think you paralleling this what I just said. I hope you are. What would make a black college coach tell a group of white men, because he's in the room with these white men, these white coaches? What would make just help me? Help me, I guess, so he can be accepted by the white people? I don't know. What would make him sit up here and say, we don't want no black kids, no HBCU players on the Olympic team because they're undisciplined? And it was so bad that Dean Smith, a white coach, had to bring a real one into the meeting and said, man, you need to go ahead and check them because they hurting. They hurt now, guys. They hurt now, guys. We have these Olympic committees that choose the guys that go on the USA basketball. You have people talking negative about these people's kids to these people. And that's all I'm trying to say is, from my point of view is, when are we going to stop? And I know I do what I want. That's just the way I am. Yeah, well, then identify yourself so we can put a big sign by you so we can know who we're dealing with. And it bothered me, and it's so important. In the article, they was talking about in the book, Jimmy, they were saying John Thompson kept all the receipts. So when you finish reading the book, he gonna tell you. So I mean, great book by Jesse Washington. But Jimmy, that's what I'm just trying to do. That's why I don't. It just don't make me feel good for me to talk negative down on another guy. I don't get no satisfaction of that at all. And I just don't. I'm just trying to say what would make a black coach, knowing how hard it is for us to make it, go in a meeting with all these white folks and get to talking negative about this. Because this happening, y'all. I'm just telling you, it's happening now. This ain't nobody, listen, this ain't nobody, hey, you know they talking about, it's something wrong with the psyche of some people that they feel they got to put you down so the other people can plump them up. So I'm so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm the one you need to talk to. I'm the one. Man, come on, man. That's all I got to say. Come on, because I know it's happening out there. I know it's happening all over the world. I know it's happening. And it's just time to stop, Melvin Marks. It's time to stop. I'm somebody who was talking about even the recruiting wars. And I remember how you say you set up your for the rankings and had the AAU guys, the summer coach guys help you with your rankings. You gave them a ballot. And what I keep looking at, and I see somebody come and ask me about a player. I'm going to talk about this player. I'm not finna talk negative about this guy. Maybe we need to expand our vocabulary or become a little more affluent in language so we can learn. Just because I'm talking about Lil Johnny don't mean that Lil Jimmy is bad. But that's what we're doing. We got, in Crystal, in case you didn't hear it, and Kimberly, in case you didn't hear it, John Thompson in this new book by Jesse Washington, writing this book. I don't know the exact name of it. It popped that it's in my notes. I just don't know it. But he was just talking about how black coaches in the Black Coaches Association used to come in and they asked who gonna be on the Olympic team. And one of the black coaches stood up. I guess said, well, let's not choose no HBCU guys because they're not disciplined. Shut your black Sambo ass up. If you ain't got nothing to say, just shut up, man. Ain't nobody asked you that. Just shut up. But hold up, they want to insert themselves to feel important. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. We got to stop that, man. I don't care who your ass is. You got to stop that. I'm going to start calling y'all's ass out. Just telling you that today. What's that, 2021? Yes. I came as a shadow. Thank you, That is Moody. Thank you, man. That is Moody. Thank you for the articles y'all send me. Everybody, thank you for the articles that y'all send me, man. Y'all making me a better person because, when I'm reading and understanding people's plight, I probably wouldn't have read this book if Jesse Washington probably didn't come on this show. But I read this book and John Thompson and Ben. Now, this is the same John Thompson, y'all. Remember now, he's still my dude. And guess what? And y'all remember I told y'all the story about me and his run-in together. But guess what? He didn't know me. Guess what? Once he got to know me, we all right. Bless his heart. He rest in power. But Stacey Houston said, in our community, we have a lot of people that think they are the moral police. And their morals are off balance in the first place. Also, they do some crap to try to be different and fit in with whomever they talking to. Oh, okay. I got it. Some people try to fit in where, when you go in different circles. Yeah, but I don't believe in that because I'm the same Robert Hatter in the streets and I'm the same Robert Hatter in the streets. In the streets and in the suites. Of course, I won't say to those executives when we talk in business, I won't talk the same way. I'm smart enough to know the difference, but I'm the same guy. And that's all. That's all, y'all. We don't have to do that. If you've been doing it, it's okay. It's okay. But let's stop it because you're hurting your community. And I know, I don't care about my community. I don't care. I understand that. But guess what? We do. We care about our community. And if you got this color on you, no matter what you say, you on the inside or how percentage it is, they feel that you black. So that's all. I really didn't mean to go there, but we got to understand. I know we're going into a new year. I'm not going into this new year the same. Some great things ahead of us, man, in this new year. This thing here was preparing us and showing us how we better treasure the people that surround us because we don't know when we're going to have them. We better treasure them. So that's it. I'm gonna tell y'all. I know it's close to the new year. Robert Hatter done turned it up a notch a little bit. I've been in a month of prayer, so I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. But what else we got, Jimmy?
We're up against a break right now, and we come right back, and then it is, of course, high school football playoffs, or some are underway right now, and the highly anticipated showdown. Well, it's a showdown, of some of the top two quarterbacks in the country are just kicking off right now over in Katy at Legacy Stadium, that is, and that is North Shore and Katy Tompkins. We hope to get an update from Adam Coleman, an audio update shortly, because he's at the game and it would be too much noise to do the visual from him being in the press box. So we hope to get an audio from him soon. Well, once after probably the end of the first quarter. Once again, that game is a 1 o'clock kick off in which they're just kicking that ball off right now. High Tower play Manville at 3 p.m. today at Freedom Field. I think that's the name of the stadium. That's over off 288. Then Katie Taylor is playing, I want to say Clear Falls right now. And shout out, I think who was it? One of our viewers gave us an update.
What they say?
And
Jimmy, I'm watching it. Jimmy, 0-0. I'm watching it. I got it on one of my screens, baby.
Okay.
0-0 in the first
you
quarter.
watching which game? We talking about Katie.
I'm talking
Taylor
about.
and
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Tompkins, man. I'm talking about Tompkins. I'm sorry. Tompkins and North Shore. I apologize. Yeah.
So Tompkins and North Shore is
North Shore got the
underway.
ball. North Shore got the ball right now.
North Shore got the ball, and of course, once again, it is some different weather conditions out there today that
Windy.
normal high school players aren't used to in Houston, haven't been accustomed to regularly playing in this season, especially when you're talking about against stellar competition. And that is, the temperature is somewhat, I think, in the 40s now, or it might be warming up now, Hatter. It might have warmed up. Yeah, it's right. It's at 50 now, but it was 30-something degrees this morning.
Yeah.
So 50 degrees isn't as bad as that 30 was, because you're trying to tackle at 30-something degrees versus 50. It's a different type of tackling you got to do. So anyway,
Jimmy, I didn't even know North Shore had a punter. They had the punt. I ain't never seen them punt. Wow.
Well, that means if you're punting on the first possession, that means the scout of the defense has been effectively executed. I mean, for real, you think about it, the defense has a scout coming into the game. So that means that don't mean that scout. Understand something about scouts. Scouts get you to help you and help increase your odds against the normality or against the opponent in certain situations. Well, we'll see what happens if Katie Tompkins can keep this up, because now their star quarterback. Once again, guys, Katie Tompkins has a quarterback that's going to Alabama, and North Shore quarterback is going to Auburn. Mm-hmm. And both of these guys are highly touted. They're very experienced, seasoned, and young talents on the gridiron. So we're going to see how this thing goes. Meanwhile, it's time to go to a quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll share some more updates with that. And we're going into the mailbag, and as well as some high school basketball news as well. Chop shop. Be right back.
Look at me wide open. Still wide open. Now I walk to the rim. Again, wide open. Can this man not see me? Why is he dribbling so much? You did all that just to miss. Look at me wide open. Still wide open. Now I walk to the rim. Again, wide open. Can this man not see me? Why is he dribbling so much? You did all that just to miss. Look at me wide open.
Welcome back to the Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. Did y'all see those? Wow. Is it that bad out there, Shaquetta? Angie, I saw you laugh. Is it that bad? Did y'all see? Hold up, y'all. I want y'all to see. Y'all didn't pay attention. Did y'all see the coach who was out there acting a fool? Let me. Hey, anybody know that coach? Do anybody know that coach? That coach. Hey, somebody, Jimmy. I was laughing. Somebody sent me this, right? And y'all help me out. Nishan, Angie, Shaquetta, all you mamas on here. Is this how y'all be looking at the basketball games if somebody say something about your team or your mom? Jimmy, is this how y'all be looking back when y'all hear somebody talk about y'all child? Somebody sent that to me. I just want to know. Y'all just tell me yes or no. If that's how y'all looking. Jimmy, have you ever seen that look? You ever seen that look at a basketball game? But I
worse than that.
I wanted to share that with y'all when that's how Ashley be looking. Okay. But I know we was gonna talk about high school sports, and so I thought I'd add that to the thing. Yeah, we got to do something about Fob. Jimmy, that was your homeboy Fob out there clowning on that lake. I didn't know. Well, yeah, I did. I had a video of him last year. That's right. That's right.
Fob.
No, that's brand new, Jimmy. No, that's brand new right there. That just happened the other day.
Fob act fool just the other day too?
Yeah, somebody just sent me this yesterday.
Boy.
But Jimmy,
Fob, come to the front of the congregation.
What do y'all think about the guys who sitting there holding the ball and dribbling the ball? I haven't seen that in a while, Jimmy. You be in the gym. I haven't seen that. The dude, did you say that? You probably was doing something on the break. The dude just dribbling the ball.
That stuff happened. The parents know.
Jimmy, not like that. Jimmy, the dude was wide open, Jimmy.
Let me tell y'all something. Give y'all a piece of the secret. And I keep telling them, I know a lot of the parents, you guys, I always stress, and that is truthful. You are the consumer. And the thing is, somehow, a lot of people have made you guys believe that the retaliation, the possible retaliation against you, if you speak out on certain things or certain injustices or how would you say it, the improper behavior that takes place within the grassroots scene, that you would be blackballed, you would be the powers that be. Now, here's the thing, how this goes. Most people that you see covering grassroots basketball, pay attention. Don't normally you see all of us at some of the same games when it's a big game? Once again, I'm gonna say it again. Normally, if there's a big game, don't you see normally all of those people in the same city at the same place at the same time if there's a big game? My point is, most of those people, unbeknownst to you, cater towards the Division I schools, coaches. On the average, Greater Houston produces somewhere in the range of 27 to 32 Division I players over the past 10 years. That's boys. That's it. 27 to 32. Do you realize that there's about 2,000 kids playing just varsity basketball around the area? Boys. 2,000. About 2,000. Mm-hmm. So what's the majority of those players, Division I or not?
Not.
So think about this. The vast majority of all the people you see out there are selling you guys, are proponents of the Division I player.
These people don't be selling them parents. Hold up. If a parent on here, somebody tell me, say, Robert Haller, yes, they do sell me the Division One. I want to hear from the parents, Jimmy. I do. I do. I want to hear from them.
Think what I just said. A lot of the parents are afraid to speak out on it publicly because for fear of being retaliated against. And here's my point. Here's the solution. Here's the real. If most of those guys, if most of us may have influence with the Division One coaches, your kid probably, unless he's one of those 27 to 32 in that range, he's probably not a Division One player.
Anyway,
that means the influence that we have over where your son is going or where he's not is far away from affecting you. See, that's the thing.
So that means they don't have to kiss y'all behind then.
And that means you don't. That you don't. So why do you? And I'm starting telling you guys, stop believing what people are placing in your minds. Nobody's going to tell you what I'm telling you. You know why? Because I'm on the other side of the hill on this thing. I'm cruising along. I'm good. A lot of people out there ain't good. They need Joe Peter to pay their Paul. You see? So it's different. It's called giving up the game. A lot of people, when they get on a certain pay, they try to help. That's my giving back. These are my tithes to you. Once again, if your son can play just a little bit, then he has a chance to play, but probably not Division One level, not right now. That's the key word I always say. Add to the end of a lot of the sentences that we use when we're evaluating a lot of these players. All you do is add those two words, right now.
So anything that you put in evaluation, add on the end, right now.
Right now. Okay. And it gives it a whole different meaning. It keeps you all in the good right now. Hey, he was the best player. Hey, man, he's the best shooter in the city right now. Hey, man, this dude can't nobody stop him right now. Best athlete we got right now. Best pure point guard, it ain't even close right now. Best rebounder right now. Best shot blocker right now. The most cordial kid you're going to ever meet right now. That kid can go home and kill his parents tomorrow. You don't know. So you put right now.
A kid did go.
I'm just telling you.
A young kid from.
You never know.
Yeah.
Then we go say, well, man, he was a good kid. Yeah, you just right now. Everything right now.
Okay.
Right. And if we get into understanding, then that way now, that means now it doesn't, because otherwise it's too easy for you to take my words and try to use them against me 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now. Hey, man, look what Hicks wrote about you. He said right now. I didn't add that in there.
But Jim,
so that'll be my disclaimer in 2021. That's gonna be one of my new things that I'm already giving you guys. You're gonna see right now. I might just put it right now, apply it right now to the end of every sentence I'm about to write. Then I start writing my recap right now. At the end, the last 2 words of every sentence, put an insert right now. Now, back to you parents to really understand this stuff. And we got a break, Hatter. We got a score over there. You can tell us about.
I wasn't gonna tell you. I didn't want to tell you.
Adam, I know you're not going against North Shore. I know you're not rooting against the East Side. I know you're not doing that. For the life of me, you've been there. You've graced the sidelines with me over there. You've been over there before. Man. You rooted. I know you're not rooting.
I like the underdog, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize.
Guess what? You can like underdog. You can like Polly Purebred. I wouldn't give a damn. They ain't gonna need all of them to help them against some East Side boys today. Them the East Side.
Them Creek boys did a little something to them East Side boys the other day. What you got to say about that, boss?
That's not North Shore, Howard. They already played North Shore this year. Okay. Shadow Creek opened up the season against North Shore, and that didn't look too well.
What's that word?
The wide receiver didn't even play.
Jimmy, I got something for you,
Jimmy. In that game.
Jimmy, what's that word you want people to remember this year? What's them 2 words?
Right now.
Wait a minute.
Right now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something. That word right there.
That changes the whole game. That changes the game. You guys know I strive to try to eliminate excuses. That will eliminate any excuse that you have. Because and what my guy Chad?
Jimmy, let me let it fly. Let me hold up, Jimmy. Watch, Jimmy, hold up. I'm gonna let it just scroll in the next time, Jimmy. When I come back out, Jimmy, watch this. When I go back out, what you see I pop out. Watch this.
Hey man, these guys, you guys on the Boom Boom Room. I'm gonna read some of you guys that are in the YouTube room right now can't see what they're saying in Facebook and vice versa. So I'm gonna tell you guys what some of the quotes, share to you guys what some of the people are saying right now, and they're taking it and running. That's why you got off the chain, and we have of course Michael Jordan say, "Girl, you're the best right now." Terrence Harris say, "The best basketball show right now." And Herb Baker said, "I'm about to twist one up right now."
Shut up, Herb.
Melvin Marks say, "Update the show to your timelines and your friends right now." And so, since this morning it's going right now. Hey man, this is hey man.
I'm not messing with y'all. I'm not messing with y'all, man.
Hold on. North Show got the ball back and fumble.
Yes, sir. Katie in the building.
Alan, let me tell you something. North Shore might put 30 on these dudes in the cold. Might put 30 on them. And you have to realize one of the luxuries of playing the game on a Thursday is that some teams, your opponent may be playing on Saturday. That means you get an extra day of practice. Actually, 2 extra days of practice.
Oh, touchdown! Oh! No, I'm sorry. Y'all forgot I was on the show. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And of course, Adam Coleman is going to join us and give us a live update at the end of the first quarter. So how does you when it get close to about 20 seconds, let us know. When it get about 30 seconds, we go to a break or something.
When?
Or we can just cue him right on in. But I'm saying, let us know when we're getting close to the end of the first quarter.
Okay. I got you.
A live
right now
remote.
Boy, that man said right now. I'm gonna use that one.
No, right now. I mean, seriously. And as I was saying to a lot of the parents, and I'm sincere and serious. A lot of people, we can't hurt your son or daughter in most cases, like some people make you to believe. And first of all, if a person's out there deliberately trying to hurt your son or daughter, then that's the whole thing. You guys have to hold us accountable, but only when you have factuals. And that's the thing. A lot of you guys have facts, but you know what you say? Man, I don't want no problem. I'm just going to let it go. You know why? Because you don't want it's a fear of not only the retaliation, but the fear of the possible embarrassment that some of that could bring on your son or daughter who still may be playing. But in truth be told, what would your son or daughter think of you if they know that you did not speak up on something that was being unjustly implemented against them to hinder their ability? How would they feel about you when they get older? if they found that out, you say, "Well, I was just trying to protect you. I ain't want you to know. You ain't even gonna get in all that mess." No, it ain't about that. These kids, I tell you guys, these kids are far stronger than you're willing to give them credit for in regards to the mental aspect. They may not be stronger. Understand, they may not be able to hold more pressure. They may not be able to be. They may not be harder than
Jimmy. Have you talked to these kids? Have you talked to some of these kids?
I talked to some of them few and far in between. Not as much as I talk to the grown-ups. Talk to the grown-ups more so.
You giving these kids a lot of credit. Because here's
what I say. Here's one of the examples I give, and I say they have the capacity right now, because I understand electronics wasn't what it was today versus yesteryear. Yes, we understand that. So let's go to some bare elements. The kids out here as a collection are far more experienced in certain things that we, even though we didn't have the same thing to choose from, but they'll put like, take sex. The average 15, 16-year-old now is far more experienced in the whole concept of sex than it was back in our days.
They got access to see it.
Sex hadn't got no electronic technology advancements to it. It's put it in.
No. Sex, Jimmy, yes, sex sounds, Jimmy. Jimmy, they can go to their phone and watch how to do. They can go to their phone and watch sex.
Every one of us had an uncle or a kinfolk with them.
Jimmy, not like this, man. You can go get any sex.
It's the same. That's understand. You can just get to that faster. That doesn't understand. We all had access at some form of fashion with relatives that had those tapes, those X-rated movies.
Jimmy,
we all had that.
But Jimmy,
but guess what? Now, even in the songs,
the parents was different back then, Jimmy. Jimmy, you had to sneak. Jimmy, you had to sneak. My friends used to have to sneak. Yeah, I was about to say me. Jimmy, some of these kids don't even have to sneak no more. Their parents be gone all the damn time.
But understand, we're not talking about parenting. I'm talking about the individual teenager that's 15 years old.
But parenting is a part of that, Jimmy.
15 years old. That would understand this. Wait. Think about drugs, then, Howard. I'm telling you, certain elements that doesn't require certain elements of drugs. Today's 15-year-old as a whole, 15, 16-year-old is far more advanced in the indulgence of drugs and the partaking of, meaning that they're going to inhibit and do more. Back then, certain people, you either did weed, you tooted a little bit, depending on where you're from, or you might have mixed some stuff up and sprinkled both of them together. Nowadays, it's more advanced for them in their weed. More. Remember now, you could advance your weed back then. Back in the days, they had what they call amp, formaldehyde. They would put in the weed and make with embalming fluid, and that would take you to the zoom. That would zoom your ass to the moon.
I know about it.
So understand something. But now as I'm saying, today's kid
can get what Keisha said, whatever you want with one tweet. We understand they're more advanced, but that don't mean their mind can handle. You said they can handle more than you can. No, their minds are still fragile. They might have a lot of assets in these minds and a lot of information in this mind. Just because you got information don't mean you have knowledge how to use the information. So that's the point I'm trying to make. The ones I've been talking to, who I would think would be, hold up now. To most people in public, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But when you get out and talk to them, I never forget that young kid I told you, telling me, Mr. Hatter, I really don't want to play no basketball. Because every time I play basketball, I fight with my dad. Dad didn't ever talk to him. So let me tell you something, man. Sometimes, that's why I asked you the question. I asked you a trick question. Have you talked to them? You just assuming because of the knowledge and how advanced they are, but their damn mind is still that little feeble-ass adolescent's mind. And it ain't equipped to, Jimmy, it's like an overload. It's like they got a little Ferrari, and they trying to pull a damn tractor trailer with that damn Ferrari. It's going to overload and tear the damn engine up in the Ferrari. No matter how great the Ferrari is, it can't pull no tractor trailer. You know why? It wasn't built for that. And them babies ain't built to have all of this information that they have. But I'm just saying, I remember I told y'all yesterday, if you don't know nothing as a parent, and you teach your kids what you know, y'all can finish the rest of that one. So that's all I'm saying. I understand you feel, man, these kids are more advanced. These girls, Jimmy, I agree with you. They are very, 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 very advanced. But their mind, Jimmy, is still feeble. Still feeble. I'm sorry. But yeah, keep on going.
Being understand something.
Mm-hmm.
Being more advanced puts you in strength in numbers as an entire society of 15, 16-year-olds. If all of them are more advanced as a collective plate, then that means the odds are in the favor of, although they're going to be weak, there were weak ones back then with us.
Yeah.
There were some people that couldn't, that just did not, that were weak enough to be influenced to put something else into to go it on and not just toot no more. They want to go and get that rock and put in there. You see? So that was the mentality. Understand? Some people so that means now you got a crackhead.
I never forget
crackhead back in. So that's at one point the mind was weak. And of course, right on cue, guys, we have Adam Coleman.
Go now.
Adam Coleman is joining us from Legacy Stadium, and we got him right on right now, and he's giving us an update on the North Shore and Katy Tompkins football game. What's going on, Coleman? Talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, Doc?
Say it again now.
I hear it.
I said, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so North Shore leads 13-0, first quarter just ended. It was a little back and forth early on. Tompkins, definitely gave him some shots. They were getting to Demetrius Davis and kind of rushing the quarterback really well. And they got the turnover in their favor, but it hasn't been enough. They haven't been able to connect on enough good plays, and North Shore taking advantage. When you have an opportunity to kind of get up on North Shore, you kind of have to take it, and they haven't been able to take it. And 9-yard touchdown run from Demetrius Davis, and then 80-yard catch and run from Shadrack Banks. That's the difference right now. North Shore has an interception, and they've got a couple of sacks. It's just, Tompkins just had some opportunities early on, but they just haven't been able to kind of take advantage of it. And right now, it's all North Shore.
And so now, what is the quarterback from Tompkins doing? What is he doing so far?
Yeah, he's had some good plays, but he's missed a few passes. And of course, he's thrown an interception already. So he hadn't really quite put it together yet. And then on the other end, Demetrius is kind of he's kind of had to battle this pass rush, and Tompkins is doing well and kind of him and trying to rush the passer, but Demetrius is still on the way to kind of make some plays and then put the ball in his playmakers' hands and let them do their thing. So Jalen Milroe, he hasn't been able to put it all together yet, and he's going to have to quickly, and Tompkins is going to have to quickly before North Shore kind of runs away with it.
And of course, we got Adam Coleman live from Legacy Stadium out in Katy. He's at the North Shore Katy Tompkins showdown, a high school playoff game featuring two undefeated teams in action. Now, you've seen this Katy Tompkins team play this season already, right?
Yeah.
So coming into this game from out in Katy, what was the sentiment? What was the atmosphere like? What did they feel that they were gonna pull off a successful David versus Goliath, or was it more so let's see how many North Shore gonna pin on?
No. I don't think it was David versus Goliath or anything like that. I think Tompkins kind of came into this game feeling like, hey, we got a shot, and really, that was just a lot of that was kind of born from the Katy win. That was just such a big, momentum thing for them. Being able to get that win, and it was a shot heard across the state. Everybody kind of woke up when they got that win, and I think this team kind of felt like if we can get that win, that we can beat anybody. And they've just kind of been cruising since, and the confidence has been at an all-time high. So I think coming into this game, even though, yes, North Shore is the defending state champion, and Tompkins hadn't gotten there yet, I don't think it was David versus Goliath. These are two undefeated teams, and this is a Tompkins team that's very, very talented and feels like they can kind of play with anybody. So I think they came into this game feeling like they can win it. But, it's another thing. You got to get out to a great start against North Shore. You just got to, just the way the team is built. It's just, you cannot overcome mistakes. You have to be near perfect, and that's kind of what hasn't happened for Tompkins so far.
Is this North Shore team better than last year's team?
I think they're better than last year's team. I don't think they're better than the 2018 team. I think they're better than last year's team. And last year's team, had injuries, and then, Zach Evans, he was there sometimes, and not there, but they had depth, and that's kind of what helped. And Demetrius was kind of the guy that kind of, was still the glue that kind of held it all together. But I think this team is better than last year's team. I think it's real tough to kind of catch up to 2018 because they were like scoring at an all-time pace, that year, and so I think 2018 kind of, if I had to rank the last three North Shore teams, I go 2018, this one, and then 2019. So this team they've been playing well all year, and offensively they've been getting better each week. So you see it, you see it. If you watch them every week, you definitely see the improvement.
Well, there you go, man. We appreciate it. Give us my friend. We got one more update from you at the end of the second quarter. Hopefully, before we going off, you chime in with us and give us the first half stats. That'll take us on home and take us through the weekend and on this holiday. But that's Adam Coleman. We appreciate it, man, with the update from out of Legacy Field. North Shore 13, Katy Tompkins 0 at the entering the second quarter. And guys, we go to a quick break and we come right back and we talk some more about recruiting, college basketball, and we'll answer your questions as well on the Chop Shop. Be right back.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Jimmy, what else you got going on out there?
Yeah, of course, that was a good update, man, from Adam Coleman out there, and hopefully Katy Thomas can put up a fight and just make this thing tasty, at least for the most part in the first half. And North Shore is definitely a machine. I posed a question out there to Odyssey a while ago during the break as to which team did he think was better, 2018, 2019, or 2020 North Shore. The measuring stick out of Houston is the Jack Yates 1985 football team. That's the measuring stick out of Houston, whereas what many consider the greatest team ever out of the city. If Yates 85 is the greatest, which team is the next greatest? Talking about team. based on their body of work. You guys, and here's see some of you what some of you guys will post. The greatest, talking about out of Greater Houston, football. If Jack Yates, 1985, coached by Luther Booker, they had what's my running back name with the Texas A&M? Bailey. What's his first name?
Johnny Bailey.
Johnny Bailey.
Damn, Jimmy, you from Houston and don't even know. And I know Johnny Bailey.
No, I said Bailey. Just had a brain poot on regarding to the first name. And Foster, Melvin Foster, and all those guys. You know, but they don't count. That's a free space in bingo. Who would be the next best team that you guys think from this area? That team was magical. Indeed.
I can't tell you.
Meanwhile, Adam, we had last night. I hope that Jacob Young is okay after that spiel he took with Rutgers.
I didn't
during the game against Ohio State. Yeah, man. I'm talking about the video. You might can Google that real quick. That video? He went up and was trying to punch two different players at the same time, and somehow lost his balance and came down almost on his head. And the shoulder, I think, stopped the break. And when he went out, Jacob Young went out, then Ohio State went on a run and gained the lead and went on and took it on to the house. But Jacob Young was cooking. You know, when I say cooking, I'm sorry. I like losing that word loosely. He was playing very well while leading. I didn't realize Rutgers was number 11 in the country. Rutgers is number 11 in the country. They have Ron Harper's son on that team. He's a leading scorer. Jacob Young is the son of Michael Young, former Yates High School star, 5 Slammer Jammers, U of H star, and the brother of Joseph Young. Jacob is a star on that team. And we went off to University of Texas, stayed there, and then transferred over to Rutgers. And guess what? The vision. We looked at why you go to Rutgers? Rutgers number 11 in the country, guys. That was their first loss last night. And they know it has an asterisk to it to them, being that Jacob went down and couldn't come back in on the concussion protocol. But that was a big win, of course, nevertheless, for Ohio State. Let's give an update, and always take a special look at the SWAC, which Texas Southern's game against USC was canceled. As a result, TSU will play LSU on Saturday. Johnny Jones gets to go back to the school that he played for, the school that he was an assistant coach at, the school that he was a head coach at, and you get to and you're from Louisiana and you get to go home with a TSU team that is very capable of pulling off an upset. Very capable. Bryson Etienne is back, Hatter. He's back with the team. I think he was out for protocol or whatever.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I mean, that gives him another body, a guy that's 21 years old or older, 21 years or older in the lineup to get some more experience.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find Jacob Young fall. Keep talking.
Yeah, man. And so now, of course, yesterday, Grambling loses to Southeast Louisiana 77-70. And that was that would have been a great win had the G-men been able to pull it off. Speaking of the Southland Conference, Northwestern State, after getting blown out the other day, I think it was Gonzaga or somebody beat them. Now Washington State, who was also undefeated, beat them by 10. That's progress, I guess.
Tompkins just got a touchdown, Jimmy. Keep going. Y'all got to know, if all of you clowns are going for one, I'm going to go for the other. You got to understand that. You can talk about pro-black my ass. I go for whoever I want to. And guess what? Being pro-black means you can choose what the hell you want to do, because I'm unbought and I'm unbossed. Jimmy, keep on going. What you got? they done scored.
And so that means the score now would probably is 20-7 if the extra point is tacked on. North Shore scored a while ago when we were talking, so it's 20-7 in favor of North Shore in that game, in that playoff game. Also, tomorrow, of course, guys, is Christmas Day. Saturday, I'm looking at the schedule for a lot of the colleges, and when they will probably be off. What is the next game from top 25s? Are they any on? Yeah, U of H. That's right. Central Florida. U of H is in action on Saturday. They're number 6 in the country against Central Florida. Ohio State is at Northwestern. And how about Northwestern, Adam? Do you realize that Northwestern has been kicking some butt? I think and Northwestern has a player in the start line. They beat Michigan and Indiana in back-to-back games. And I think Miller Kopp is the kid I think who plays is up there at Northwestern.
Yeah, keep on going.
So shout out to them as well. Just taking a look around some of the collegiate sports. Collegiate.
I had something else for you. Keep going.
Now, also one of the things we missed earlier that I loop back on, and as we gave some of the scores in the NBA, we missed 2 games. So sorry about that, guys, on 2 of the games that we missed. And I loop back around them, and one of them was the Phoenix Suns beating the Dallas Mavericks 106-102. That is somewhat of a shocker if you're a Dallas Maverick follower. 106-102, big game of being a big win for Phoenix.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But Chris Paul, man, is when you see what he did, I'm not really surprised at that. I'm not really surprised. I'm really not. Chris
Paul, he had understand, he had 8 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds in 28 minutes. Didn't percent. Devin Booker had 22 points. So it wasn't like a monster game from Devin Booker. It wasn't a monster game from Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton, 13 and 8. It wasn't a monster game from him. Devin Booker, Miles Bridges, 18, and 7. Great for him. Now the bench from Phoenix produced what it looks like, 41 points from off the bench. And that's, meanwhile, so I'm looking. So what's wrong with Porzingis? He's not in the lineup for Dallas.
He was hurt, Jimmy. He got hurt at the bubble.
Yeah,
he got hurt in the bubble.
Yeah, that's it right there. Now, for no Porzingis, it kind of levels things out a little bit with Dallas.
And I don't know if anybody saw the game last night. I don't know what anybody saw the game last night, but Luka looked fat, Jimmy.
If he looked fat, then he probably was fat.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. He done gained about 20 of them. I don't know if anybody else saw the game last night, but Luka looked a little. He looked a little chubby, about 20 pounds over. My thing is, I wanted to find out what happened to the Jazz going to whoop up on Portland. That's the one we hadn't talked about.
Well, no. We mentioned Portland. You said Dame Lillard earlier.
Yeah.
And the other one that we didn't mention, of course, was the Sacramento Kings. And De'Aaron Fox.
Great game.
Getting that climatic
block
win.
Yeah.
Over Denver.
Now, did you see that block he blocked and the steal to get it up to the guy, Harrison Barnes? I forgot he was still in the league. And then Buddy Hill hit the shot and run up out the gym. I love that.
That's how Buddy Hill. That's his signature.
What? He done ran up out the gym before? When?
His thing. When he hits a game winner, he just take off.
How many game winners Buddy Hield done hit, Jimmy?
Buddy Hield done hit a few of them now. You look him up. They got a little sizzle reel out there on him with that.
He ain't hitting that in the playoffs though, right?
No, come on now. What
Whoa. Coach, you told me it don't matter, Robert, unless it's the
To
playoffs.
certain teams it don't matter. Certain teams it do.
So all professional teams shouldn't.
They're not. They don't. The expectations are different. Hella, it's like in the stock market. Certain companies, expectations, their earnings are expected to be
So
greater
you're
than others.
telling me it's some teams in the NBA that should never expect to ever be in the playoffs.
Not to understand. Hell no, never expect to never be in the playoff. That means for the rest of time. No, but talking about for the now. For the now.
So right now,
expectations are derived on your now. Deriving to the near future.
So right now, you telling me it's some teams in the NBA saying they are not going to make the playoffs at all.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. And they
New
get
York
paid.
Knicks.
And they get paid to play.
Minnesota Timberwolves. Cleveland Cavaliers.
I thought the Minnesota Timberwolves had called out the
Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC Thunder.
So they don't expect to make the playoffs?
Absolutely not. OKC Thunder is trying to take it all the way through.
Jimmy, in the beginning of the season, everybody's 0-0. And you don't expect.
Expectations ain't the same for everybody. OKC Thunder, whoever lose to them, that's one of the reasons why the Houston Rockets, they went and made sure they got that game canceled yesterday because Daniel House was going to have to play the point guard yesterday in that game. They made sure that it was no way that the Rockets could go out there and afford the ill luxury of losing not only the first game, but losing to OKC. I don't damn what you couldn't do that. They couldn't take that L. So that's the thing. A lot of teams have different levels of expectation. And so that's what we're saying. And we have let me see. Anybody? North Shore done scored again. Thanks, guys, for the update. Doug Jones, Rod Wells. And that is 26-7 now. And we mentioned about the Kings. Darren Fox had 21 points last night, 7 assists. Buddy Hield, 22 points. Harrison Barnes, 21, 9, and 5. Bagley had 13 points. I mean, this Sacramento team, this is a year when they, and I said it last year, they can flirt by the playoffs being expanded or the seedings out toward 10 teams. They could be one of those 10 teams. They could be one of those 10 teams. And the good win last night. Not just a good road win. A galleon in overtime. And Jamal Murray in that game, God, you realize Fox was guarding Murray a nice chunk of that game. And Murray didn't score his first field goal until late in the fourth quarter when he scored his first field goal. That's the same Murray who lit fire to the Clippers a couple of months ago. That was a great defensive performance containing Murray. 1 for 9 from the field. He had 9 points, all 7 for 7 from the free throw line. And also, guys, we get ready to land the plane shortly. Of course, this is on this Christmas Eve edition of the Chop Shop.
Jimmy, I got something for you though, Jimmy. I got something for you though. Before we leave, I don't want to wait till next Women Rock Wednesday. We got the WNBA, former WNBA president. She become the first black club president of Major League Soccer. Her name is Danita Johnson. She's over the which soccer league team? The LA Sparks. She's gonna be the leader of the LA Sparks, man. That, Jimmy, that has never That I don't know if a black man had been over a soccer league team. So shout out to Miss Danita Johnson and the release. She just been doing. She used to be with the LA Sparks. I'm sorry, Jimmy, but now she with the DC United. She with DC United. Remarkable. I'm telling y'all, dog, we got to catch up, guys. We got to catch up. We got to catch up. These girls ain't playing. We around here smoking weed. These girls around here are leading company. So
they smoking too now.
Yeah.
They smoking and gumming it up.
But they leading companies. You feel me? But what was you gonna end the show with?
And want to end it with, of course, Melvin Dews posted a question out there in the YouTube boom boom room for you guys, and he says, who would be the first player to hit 50 this season in the NBA? So that's a good question for you guys. I think that somebody will hit 50 on tomorrow.
Damian Lillard, that's my guy.
Against the Rockets, against the Rockets on Saturday. That means the Rockets will be traveling on Friday, Christmas Day, and it's possible Damian Lillard. And that, speaking of Portland, that was, I mean, they took one to the head yesterday. The Jazz came to play, and Rudy Gobert came to play. Spider came to play.
Rudy Gobert said, "I got that bag, baby. I got that bag." Devin Booker. The reason I didn't say Devin Booker, Jimmy, the only reason I didn't say Devin Booker is because they're gonna be a little bit more team oriented this year. Chris Paul going to make sure everybody gets involved. So, because they trying to win now. With Chris Paul, whenever you get Chris Paul, you're trying to win.
Chris Paul, tell me this.
Huh?
No, tell me this.
What?
So, if Dame Lillard opens the season at home against Utah, you lose by 20. You Damian Lillard is I guess making a grand case as being accepted and widely as one of the top 4 guards in the league, and you come out here, open the season with the loss, and you only score 9 points. 9 points in the process at home. That's one of the things about Dame Lillard, man.
I just say he's gonna be the first to score 50. He ain't gonna go do that.
I know, but I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention for a couple of years, and it's just like he's done that before. He'll come out and give you 40 tomorrow. Which that's a lot of guys in the NBA do. Understand? Devin Booker scored 50, came back and did the same thing. But we ain't talking about Devin Booker. We're talking about Dame Lillard. Despite the shortcomings of the Portland Trail Blazers,
are they expected to be in the playoffs? Are they one of the teams that are expected to be in the playoffs?
They're expected to be in the playoffs. And that's the thing. If they don't make the playoffs this year, this Portland team, or get T-rolled in the first round again, then that means people may have jumped the gun.
Jimmy, and your homeboys at Detroit pulled one on you. You talked about them kind of bad, right? And look what happened. They named Big Sean. I don't know who the hell Big Sean is.
That's a rapper.
Okay.
And they gave him a title.
A creative director of innovation, Jimmy.
Basically a Jay-Z type, a title that similar to like what the NFL did to Jay-Z for the Super Bowl. They give him innovations to and that's the new thing right now. From what I understand, that's going to be the new, meaning teams. In other words, Drake was that for indirectly. He wasn't the same time, but for the Toronto Raptors, Drake had that unofficial, title with them. So a lot of celebrities now that have gigantic influence.
But I'm talking about the timing of it.
Well, no, they got Weaver in the GM right now, so it's different. That's Weaver. That's up on his umbrella. I understand that. It's chocolate. Now the owner ain't Chocolate City, but the rest of them people up within the house is. So you can see that happening. You can see that happening. It makes sense because what it does is it makes a generation that really don't like basketball, but like the artist. They're going to follow that artist's moves and which is good. The Houston Rockets, expect them to do something similar with Travis Scott. Expect that. You know why? He's at them games and he's one of their biggest fans.
Yeah.
I'm also hearing that the Rockets make a cut. They would have to make a cut. If somebody got cut, Gerald, that's the only way Gerald Green would be able to return back to the team. They will take him back. But meanwhile, Gerald Green is a possibility of going into the front office. Gerald Green for the Houston Rockets in some outreach capacity, because one thing that many people may not know, a lot of times during the pandemics, during the hurricanes, the floods, Gerald Green is tied up with bootstraps, and he's been out there in them streets helping and giving back. So Gerald Green is one of those players that maybe Travis Scott, maybe Gerald, but Gerald Green for sure. I just threw Travis Scott name out there on my own. I'm telling you that they are working on some stuff for Gerald Green to get in that capacity, which, you know what I think? I think Gerald Green would embrace wholeheartedly. Not sure he would embrace it right now, because in his mind, he's probably thinking he still got a little bit of basketball juice left in his glass. You know how it is. You don't want everybody want to go out on their own terms. You want to be at least let me shoot my last shot. Let me get my last minute. Let me get my last piece of sweat. So in his mind, he might want to get that out of his system. But that space would be for him. Gerald Green would be a guy that could go and speak to a lot of the grassroots teams, that can go into the high schools and speak to the school districts and the ADs. He could be that guy and would be coming from right in the middle of his chest. When he'll be talking about, because one thing about it.
But would Tillman Fertitta do that?
You say why?
Why would Tillman Fertitta make a move like that?
Well, first of all, it don't cost you nothing but a few, but about $100,000. To do that.
This the same guy that didn't know who B.J. Johnson was.
Well, hell, he didn't necessarily know who B.J. Johnson was. He knew who B.J. was. Just say he never met him and got to meet him in the past. He knew who B.J. was. Now, whom he didn't know who I think my big fella Wayne, the one that passed away, that was the longtime security guard that sit outside the Rockets club or locker room, had passed away this summer after BJ. He didn't know who he was. And there's movements right now to get the Rockets locker room named after that security person who passed away. As there's a movement to get the media section or the scouting or where the scouts come and sit in the Toyota Center, that section named after B.J. Johnson, Brent B.J. Johnson.
And thank you, Thaddeus Moody. And Thaddeus Moody, thank you for sending me this article. Jimmy, he sent it to me yesterday or the day before. It was talking about Junior Bridgman. You remember Junior Bridgman used to play for
He's an entrepreneur, restaurateur.
Yes. Yes. Guess what he done did? He made a move to buy the bankrupt Ebony magazine for $14 million. It went on, they were in bankruptcy court. Guess what? In bankruptcy court here in Houston.
The company that owned them was like CV, not CVS, CV something, and that company is based out of Houston. That's who bought. Yeah. That's who got them back in the days for about $4 million or something like that. Right. 2 years ago. And they went under.
Yeah, he's trying to buy it. He's going to buy it. He's been trying to buy a lot of stuff, Jim. Junior Bridgman is a power player. He used to play basketball. People didn't know about it. And he built a fortune. Like your boy, what's the name? Jamal Mashburn. Same thing. These guys, they were good players, but they used basketball, Jimmy, as an economic springboard to get them to where they at, man. Shout out to him. They done bought Evan Jimmy. And the reason I love that, thank you, Thaddeus Moody, because those archives and the stuff with Ebony won't fall in the hands of somebody else. And he bought it. So that's great. That's a great thing. And
lastly, guys, we want to definitely thank you. If you hadn't took out the time to share the show, could you please do so right now? Share the show to your timelines, to your groups. And I want to extend a degree of sincere gratitude to young player that's in the 11th, I think in the 11th grade in Houston. And he's one of the top basketball players in the area. And this young man name is Seth Jones, S-E-T-H.
Mm-hmm.
You go over to rcssports.com and you can check. You look at the top of the website, and there's a search box, and a lot of people aren't aware of this search box on the rcssports.com. And you go to that search box, and you are able to. And what I do is, matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. And we'll show them right here how does we get ready to give them their dose. And this guy, Seth Jones, this young man, and here's the website right there. And his mother passed away. She was a cancer fighter. And now on this website, if you see right here, right here, if you type in Seth, oh, that's the wrong one. If you type in Seth Jones, what happens, anybody's name that you type into this website on rcsports.com, this is a good trick. It will bring up, it will hit the go button. And as you hit the go button, and the screen is going to update like that. Then you go down, and what you will see is the last 10 or more times, you see, that we've mentioned his name on the website. You follow me? So in this case, it's going to show 17 results. That's any player you think of. You want to know what type in any guy's name. That's one of the things that we've added to the website that makes the RCS Sports without question, right? And so now I click into the most recent one was last month, right? And I go in here and I scroll down. It takes us inside the VIP news, right? And we'll go, and you see most of the kids that's mentioned their name. This is inside the VIP news here. Most of their names are in bold that you'll see inside of here, right? So I'm going down. We're going to find Seth's name. It's on this page without question. And I'm looking, because I didn't look and see the date before I clicked in here. And that's a lot of stuff from this particular week in the VIP news. And that's for doggone show. Good gracious. Now, we ought to be getting close to it. This is all 1 week of intel in the VIP news. And they're talking about Dickinson right here. This is not the article. Let's go and see. Damn, did I pass it up, Hatter? Anyway, and I pass it up, and you guys didn't tell me I'd pass it up. Anyway, let's go back. And you just see right here, it says Seth Jones has been denied eligibility by the district executive committee. His family is appealing the decision with the UIL hearing forthcoming. That was last month. And of course, that was on the 15th. I passed by the 15th of November. Well, they had the district they had the UIL hearing, and the decision was upheld to deny him eligibility to play this season after transferring from Clear Creek to Dickinson. Why is this significant? Well, the young man was living with his father. He went to school in the Dickinson secondary schools before, but went to high school at Clear Creek and lived with his dad. His mother upon learning her bout with cancer, had begun to accelerate. He decided to move back home with the mom to help take care of the mom. Now, during these hearings, the mom probably made a decision to not publicly disclose just how sick she was to the committees. because in doing so, it would have informed the son of how sick mom was. Mom had an idea that she was fighting a very uphill battle with this cancer. She was in stage 4 when he moved in. So now she's passed away. A couple of days before Christmas, guys. There were 4 high schools that could have prevented this from even going that far, because all they do was just say, you know what, I understand that. I understand the kid want to go. But now the thing that you go to those hearings about is, because if it is suspected that you are transferring for basketball reasons, then they check the box off, then you have to have a hearing, and you have to prove that you don't. And I wonder if many of those coaches even knew about the mom at all. Knew about her, because the kid is going to move with his mom. He lived in with his mom. But I wonder if they knew to what extent, because the streets talk in certain communities. I'm just curious. And me personally, I reached out and called one of those head coaches whose school cast the vote against them this morning. And I spoke with the coach, and I told him off the record. That way, I didn't want to get him, because he kept saying, "Well, Mr. Hicks, I wasn't in the room. I didn't attend the hearing. I didn't ask you that, coach. I want to know, did you guys know how sick the mother was?" He said no. This situation, what we're not bringing it up is because it's the holidays, but it really should be revisited from the UIL. It should be reconsidered. It should be each one of those coaches should cast a letter or make a call on behalf of this young man and say, let him know, we didn't know. It's like having a case being closed, but new evidence comes up. They should do the right thing and go in that district, those schools, and let it be known, hey, we did not know. Remember, he lost the vote by 1 decision. It was an even Steven pretty much. Then one school made the vote against him that swayed it over in favor of being denied. I'm not talking about the UIL. I'm talking about on the local level. Those schools, I understand a lot of people have told a lot of stories out there. There are a lot. A lot of people lie about a lot of stuff. They try all type of trickery to get eligible. But in this situation, somebody's died, man, in somebody's family. This young boy, what in the hell would you have done? You let this basketball supersede. Y'all got it wrong. In that district, they got it very wrong. That's a district where the Clear Creek ISD schools dwell. You got it very wrong in this situation. Very wrong. Because in doing so, you do homework. You gather intel. Somebody messed this up really bad. And that's the part I want to get out. And if you live out that way, you should feel in your heart or in your soul to go and inform the administrator. Understand, the coaches aren't the ones in the meetings. Yes, true for the most, unless the coach is also an athletic director. Then that's the only way. So in this district, it's an administrator from each school that's normally present in the meeting. You know, maybe it could be either the campus athletic coordinator, the assistant principal, the principal, representing each school. Each school gets a vote except for the school that is on trial. Can't vote for yourself. somebody should go, and at least you done your part. Ask them, did they know that this kid mom was in this condition? If they didn't, then make it right. Think about the mental health that goes on in our kid. You losing your mom, first of all, you're being denied to play the sport, which serves as a refuge for a lot of our young people right now, especially in this pandemic. It's a young man who didn't play summer basketball. You deny him that, then he got to watch his mom deteriorate every day for the last couple of weeks. Now she's done. She's died. You've killed this. You can possibly kill this young boy's soul. All because you don't want to play against him twice in the district game. And you want them kids to you want them to love you and look up to your leadership and your guidance at these as coaches and administrators. Come on, y'all got to do right. Clear Creek ISD, y'all got to do better than that. You live out there, you pay taxes out there, you got to go and voice that. They could, trust me, in 2020, all of the stuff we done seen, they can make good on this and right now. I don't give a damn what the rules are. They can make good on that. They done made good on a lot of stuff we thought couldn't be done.
The season is almost over, right?
No. District is just starting.
Okay.
They want to play like maybe one game of district.
And this kid will still want to play basketball.
I would assume. I haven't talked with the kid. I would assume so if allowed.
What if the kid is just mourning his mom?
Now he could play. He could play JV.
What if the kid just mourning his mom right now?
But still, the opportunity to fight that his mom died fighting.
What I would tell the people in the community, whoever was around this kid, they need to embrace this kid. So it ain't no other parent. There's no other parent. Because, I mean, who's going to take care of the kid? We got a kid. We talking about basketball. Who's going to take care of the kid? I know, I know. Nishan just said, see, sometimes this basketball stuff, we goes off about this stuff, but I see a young boy who just lost his mom. I don't see him as a basketball player right now. See, as a young boy, he got who around him. I don't know. I don't know him. I've never heard of this kid until today. When I got the text this morning. Thank you, Bob, for sending that text. I never heard of the kid. But who are the people that you talking about? Them coaches, they need to grant him this. Somebody need to embrace this kid right now. He's not. I mean, is it something that I'm missing here? Something I might be missing. I wasn't gonna say nothing because I was just kept hearing him. The basketball, yes, let him play basketball. But who's gonna take care of it? How old is he? A senior?
He's a junior.
He's a junior. Just still a little boy. It's a game. It's not a game, man. It's just life. And we got wow. Did he ever play for a summer basketball program?
Yes. We played for a grassroots program.
Okay. I'm just trying to see. It might be happening. It might be happening.
He's one of the extraordinary. He's an above average talent, meaning that was ranked amongst the top 15, top 20 of his class. Now, per our house rules, if a player doesn't play in one particular month, then we sit him idle until he starts playing again. So if you look on the rankings, you won't see his name because he didn't play from the time we did the rankings from November to December. He didn't play. He's playing JV when I think at this point because you're allowed to play. You just can't play varsity. So the thing is with him, like I say, he might not want to play at the same time. He was playing JV. Understand? Or fruit. We are talking about him wanting to play during the immediate aftermath of his mom passing away. Hell, that's nobody wants to play then. You want to just grieve a little bit. But then some people do. But at the same time, the week after, or the week after, or the week after, if the opportunity is there, I'm saying that they dropped the ball, and people saying he did not know. Now I understand. That was the question I asked the head coach this morning. Did you know that the mom was as terminally ill as she was? And he said no.
What if she's not telling her own son? You think she's just going telling coaches?
We now understand.
Some people don't some people don't like telling their family members they got cancer. I'm just
but you know what though? Grown folk, that's why I understand kids conversation and they got grown folk conversation. So from what I understand is if I knew that the mom was terminally ill when the kid transferred away back in the fall, if I knew it then how could that means it was very well capable for any one of those coaches in that district to have known that as well. I'm not saying it was public note, it was public knowledge. You go put it on the front of a t-shirt or none of that. No. But if I'm saying if I knew it, and I'm not close to the family where I speak with them every week, every day, not even every damn month. But if I knew that just by just picking up off the street, then that means that other people had the opportunity to know it as well. That means.
You know what I love about this chop shop? Did you see what B. Scott just said? That's the kind of stuff that B. Scott said, Lord, send that baby to my house. 3, 4 kids at some point, it don't even matter. Send him. Thank you, B. Scott. Kid probably don't need you, but the fact that you offered it, unbelievable. Angie Holcomb said the father is present and active in the kid's life. See, I didn't know, Angie. I didn't know because people said he was always with his mom. It was just him and his mom. So when sometimes, I'm just trying to, I know this little boy. I lost my mom. I lost my dad when I was young. Rick Brown said his partner went left. His partner went left. You follow me? So, and I hope these coaches, and I hope these coaches now, Jimmy, because I don't know these coaches. That's your wheelhouse. I hope you make them aware of what happened. And I just hope somebody makes them aware. Hey man, this what was going on. They don't care. They just thinking about basketball. He ain't gonna play me. He ain't gonna play me 2 times. You just brought it. You just said it. He ain't gonna play against me twice. Wow, that's unique, Seth. Man, prayers out to the young Seth. We gonna make sure he out. Y'all, whoever know him. I mean, when I get off the air, I'll make a few calls. But Jimmy, I think you should make sure those people at that administration I don't understand how this stuff works. I ain't never had to transfer my son nowhere, so I ain't never had to do that, Jimmy. I just would like for you just make sure those people are aware of what happened, and maybe if the baby want to come back and play at some point, if that's his refuge, let's just gather around him and make sure he all right. All right, this guy, even if the dad is in the picture, us as a community, let's all of us chip in. Then it won't be so hard on one person.
Yeah, man,
that's why I said these kids. This boy in the 11th grade. Boy, I know how my son felt about his mama. I know how I felt about mine. I know how you felt about yours, Jimmy. I'm a little boy that lost my mama. The one who I came out of her womb, who nourished me and fed me. Hey, man, that's why I always talk about Women Rock Wednesday. It's about women, but it's about mamas. It's mamas. Best thing in the world. Best thing that God ever created to me was mamas. He thought enough of y'all. He could have put the womb in us, but he put it in y'all. The nurturer of that fetus. Man, let me tell you something, man. Seth, wow. Thank you for that information, Jimmy. Bob, thank you. I saw your text this morning. I never heard of Seth, but man, my heart goes out to him right now, Jimmy. So Jimmy, just make sure them coaches know. Let's get on top of that. And if you want to come back, let's hope. And the principals, let's let them know. If they don't know, let's let them know.
The thing is, it goes from inside out.
Yeah.
Meaning that the way, first of all, guys, understand something. They had a appeal process has already been implemented.
I know. We understand.
And that's the UIL serves as the kangaroo court for the appeal process. So that's already been done. They lost the appeal just recently. I'm talking about within the past 10 days. They just lost the appeal. This ain't nothing. I'm not talking about something that happened earlier in the year. This just happened.
Jimmy, and it was weighing on her. She was already sick.
Exactly. That's what I just said. They killed the mom died in the fight.
No, man. Man,
I said it a while ago. People don't realize that's so indirectly, this fight killed her, combined with the fact that she purposely understand something. If that mom didn't want the son to know, that was her decision. However, that was a high school coach. There's a dad. There's other means to seek the word out secretly through your own principal, if that's the case. Let them know, because principals meet with principals. ADs meet with ADs. Coaches meet with fraternize with coaches. That's normally how the pecking order goes when in fraternizing. Well, this thing, the voting on the district level was the administrators. So those high school coaches are going to, I'll tell you what they're going to do right now. They're going to paint that picture like the one did when I talked to him earlier today, as though, man, I didn't know. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I wasn't in there. Different coaches have different relationships with their principals. It's not like you're the employee at Ford Motor Company and that's the CEO. You'll never get to see him. Every coach gets to see their principal or assistant or the AP going or coming once or twice a day. Your relationship, it varies. Most of those people get intel before they go to those deck hearings, those administrators. Some of them don't. Depends on the relationship with the coach. They only know what you're feeding them. And they hear the rest of it supposedly with unbiased ears. So my thing is, those coaches, I already know what I'm expecting from them. Is I've already got it from one. Man, I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't my call. That's why I said, that's why I didn't go at the coach like that. I went at him with one question. I said, off the record, coach, I need to ask you this. Say, what is it? What is it, Hicks? I said, I need to ask you, did you know the mom was terminally ill? See, if that answer to that question, it tells you everything you need to know. That's the magic question. You don't need to ask nothing. You don't need to ask, hey man, why you vote this way or did you vote that way? I ain't asked you who you voted for. I didn't ask you which way you voted. I know you didn't vote. I asked you, did, and that's the question that you guys, if you live out that way, should pose that goes to the coaches. Nevertheless, the administrator who's in the building, that's a whole different thing. But if you sit still on this, then it goes away silently. This noise should be made on this. A cage should be rattled on this. If there's a city councilman in that area, remember Dickinson has their own mayor. Dickinson is their own town, Hatter, kind of like Baytown. They have their own city council. Okay, it starts. You fight politics with politics. Got to find a politician that's going to be willing to fight your case. fight for your cause.
Man, all I'm worried about is the kid right now. I ain't thinking about them sorry ass grown people out there. Man, let's end this show. Let's end this show, man.
That's the thing. So, guys, we want to thank you for bearing with us on the Chop Shop, and you guys be safe out there, and do understand that road rage, parking lot rage is out there. Make sure, once again, females, if you feel a need to continue your shopping in person today or this weekend, be safe enough. Remember, like they say, all money ain't good money. All parking spots ain't good parking spots. Make sure you park your vehicle in a place that is visible, that is not behind a blind side. Make sure if you got bags in your hand, go to the before, as you're upon checking out, you tell a young lady or whoever is scanning your stuff, can you speak to a manager? And while she's scanning you out, and tell the baby, it's not about you. You're not gonna get in trouble. I need to speak to a manager before I leave. She gonna call them on the thing. By the time you get through paying, the manager will be up front, and you let the manager know quietly. Excuse me, I got a lot of valuables. Do you mind having a security guard walk me to my car? By law, they cannot turn you down for that. That's a PR nightmare. That's why you don't say it loud, because that don't even make sense. How you gonna tell everybody? That's like going to the bank. Hey, y'all, hey, bank manager, I just withdrew $10,000. Can you say, hey, I just withdrew $10,000. Can you get somebody to follow me to the car? No, you're not gonna do that. So you're not gonna do that in the store. But pay mine, ladies and men out there. Be smart, man, because people out there trying to get it how they live during these holidays. Anyway, guys, it's time to slide down Dino's back and yabba do this thing for this Christmas Eve. How to give him that score right now? How to give him that score?
I ain't see it. I can't see it. I turned it off. 26-7 North Show at the half, guys. Anyway, we'll see you guys on Monday. It's been a good week, man. We up out of here. Peace, man. It's time on behalf of Robert Howard and Jim Hicks. We got big news coming to you guys next week as well. Stay tuned for that. And we're gonna get some more guests. I think next week going into New Year, we get a couple of guests for you. Yes, sir. I got something for him. I got something. Yeah.
a little something. Anyway, guys, peace. We up out of here. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.